Welcome to a Friday vlog in front of the whiteboard as I want to kind of map out some things here. But you saw from the title, why does everyone hate me on StockTwits? You could probably throw Twitter in there. But before I go into it, I want to set up a little bit of context here. If you're not familiar or maybe you're new to the channel, I do what is called video chart analysis videos where I'll take a technical chart and I'll just do a very basic summary of what's going on and nothing complicated. And I'll post these on StockTwits and Twitter and those different places. And people get very angry at times. People say, Clay, you cause stocks to go down, you manipulate them, and there's all sorts of things, there's all sorts of accusations. But at the core, it comes across as people just don't like me. So that prompts some people to say, hey, I've noticed on StockTwits, why does it seem like everybody hates you? And in the spirit of just making my time as efficient as possible, I was like, enough people ask it where I should just do a video. Now I can link people to this very video. So why does everybody apparently hate me? Well, let's kind of go over how the market works and really the three type of people that at the core exist in the market. So over here, we have what we'll call the pumpers, meaning they're always excited, the price is going up, they're trying to pump the price upwards, hence the pumpers. And honestly, I respect these people. I have nothing against these people. And these people are the ones that they know what they're doing, and I'll get to that in a little bit. But there is no hard feelings, because you know what? I can at least respect the fact that they've taken the time to learn about one way that you could approach the market and do something, and kind of take things in your own hands. And just, at least they're doing something, at least they're thinking for themselves. Now, it's at my expense, but I at least respect them in the sense of they're not wandering around like this next group of people. The sheep. And these are the people that, I read it on the internet, so that it must be true. That they have no idea what's going on. And then there is you watching this, because if you're watching this, odds are, maybe I've linked you to this video because you said, Clay, I don't get it. Something doesn't make sense. Why does everybody hate you? So over here, trying to figure out a good color, but this is the one I could pick up. So we're just going to go with purple. So this is the people that maybe they don't quite understand how things work, but there's stuff going on. They have kind of their gut. There's something in their gut that's saying, I don't know, something's off. And I do want to learn how to think for myself. I do want to learn how to be self-sufficient. And I don't quite know what exactly that means right now, but at least I know it. And they have a mind, their wheels are turning. They're not like these people that just walk around at the core not knowing anything. These people are observing this stuff that goes on over here between the pumpers and the sheep. So what exactly is going on? Well, pumpers, they want the price to go up. They want the price to go up. They are always talking positive. They are talking about how this thing's going to be going so high, and they are trying to build excitement. Again, pump the price up. So they are just, it's going up. This is the greatest thing. Load the boat, buy the dip, strong hands, all that sort of stuff. Now they know what they're doing. They don't actually believe in the company. They don't actually believe anything's going to happen, but they're traders, right? They're traders. A lot of them pose as investors, and then as soon as they get into the green, they'll sell. Again, I'm not mad about it. I respect these people. At least they're playing the game. At least they're doing something for themselves. And then, of course, because sheep are just sheep, okay, this thing is going high. This thing is going high. But then eventually, because, a lot of these stocks are sketchy and shady or whatever, prices are going to go down. And what is that going to do when the sheep look over here at the pumpers? They're going to be like, hey, you said this thing was going to go up. You said this thing was going to go up to, X price, and it didn't even get anywhere close to that. What is going on? What? And the sheep can get a little bit mad at the people that are making all these proclamations. But the pumpers know that, and the pumpers know they need the sheep. They don't want the sheep to get mad at them. So, okay, the reason the price went down was because I dumped my shares and I hit the bid and I unloaded. But we need sheep. We need sheep to follow me. We need sheep to follow, my little group or just me. We need the sheep. So is there any way I can kind of offload the anger on somebody else? Well, yes. Yes, there is a way I could do. There's this guy out there named Clay, and he does video charts. So you know what? We're going to start to say that, hey, it's Clay, and when he does a video chart, that's a signal. That's some sort of manipulation sign. That's some sort of kiss of death. That's some sort of thing. But point being, they shift all the blame on me. And this really just illustrates, and I get it. You wait, signal? Like, what are you talking about? It's like bad luck? Well, yeah, I mean, the sheep, they're sheep for a reason. They're morons. They're idiots. And I say that because I used to be a sheep, so I know what it looks like to be a sheep. But you should see some of the stuff. If you never watched my ClayTrader mail segment, or just, you should see some of the stuff out there that people believe and say. But the point is, because they're sheep, they're going to believe what the pumpers say. Now, do the pumpers believe I am bad luck? Do the pumpers believe that I manipulate stocks? Do the pumpers believe that I have some sort of like shorting hedge fund? No, they don't believe that. But of course, they're going to make the sheep think that they believe that and think that that's what's going on. Why? Because again, well, the price just completely dropped. They don't want them, blaming the pumpers who were saying the price was going to go up much higher. So they need somebody else to be like, well, it would have gone up that high, but it's Clay's fault. So that is why people hate me, is you have people that actually understand the game and they're just throwing me under the bus. And then you have people that just don't know any better. So because they don't know any better, because they're blind sheep and lazy and just kind of walking around confused, they're going to believe the pumpers. So they don't like me either. Now the pumpers, they love me. They're not going to tell you that, but I'm the perfect scapegoat for them. But the sheep believe the pumpers, so that's why a lot of people have negative attitudes. But then there's you over here that's like, but none of that makes sense. Why would a video chart be bad luck? I mean, what is this, like Santa Claus and Easter bunnies and the tooth fairy? This is the markets here. What are you talking about luck and all this sort of like, kiss of death? What does that even mean? Shorting, why would you short some sort of penny stock? Why would you, there's something going on in your gut that's saying something's not quite adding up. And that's great, that's good. You would be the third person that there's actually some hope for you. Not that there's not any hope for the sheep, but a lot of sheep, they refuse to ever blame themselves. They refuse to ever acknowledge that they are a sheep. And like I said, I was a sheep. I don't have I'm proud to say I was a sheep, because you know what? As soon as you admit you're a sheep, you can then become the solution to the problem and say, okay, how do I become not a sheep? So, I mean, that's the first key step. Is there's nothing wrong with being a sheep. The only wrong thing is if you refuse to admit that you're a sheep, because then you're always going to stay a sheep. And that's just where that only leads to one spot, and that's called the slaughterhouse. So yeah, that's why it seems as though a lot of people don't like me, because you have pumpers throwing me under the bus, you have sheep believing the pumpers, and that's kind of a lot of what there is. But then there is always that third party out there where you're saying, I don't know what exactly is going on. So I commend you for asking me and at least seeking to go to why do I think that's the case. And this isn't a thing. This is a fact. This is how the market works. This is kind of, now analysts on TV don't do it, but right, an analyst on CNBC or Fox Business or Bloomberg or any of those channels, analysts are pumpers in a sense, right? They're putting out price targets and reports, and the market kind of reacts to it and all that sort of stuff. So this isn't just like unique to this, but that's how it all works, is you have people that buy stock and they want to create excitement so the stock goes up. So they're saying all sorts of stuff. They're throwing out all sorts of crazy price targets, and the sheep believe it. So the sheep buy, which causes prices to go up, and then they sell. And then by the time, well, not really by the time, because the price never hits those levels, they know that the sheep are about to get mad at them. But let's divert the attention over there. So that's why. Just good old basic kind of market psychology. But once again, I'm not angry. I'm not bitter about it. I respect these people. I do not respect the sheep. Sheep are just, they get what they deserve. If you're going to stay a sheep, if you're going to just be blind, lazy, and be a puppet, then I have no respect for that. I have no pity for you. But if you're a pumper, I get it. Yeah, you're using me as you're throwing me under the bus. But you know what? At least you're playing the game. At least you're thinking for yourself, and I can respect that. But yeah, why do people hate me? This is why. First off, thanks so much for watching the entire video. Real quick, before you go, I want to invite you to a live webinar, web class, training, workshop, online event, whatever you want to call it, but it will be me live revealing to you what I've discovered that has allowed me to transform myself from being an employee to being my own boss, including how I had only one losing day out of 73 days in total. I'm going to cover 3 keys that have helped me unlock profitable consistency within the markets. The first key is super weird, but in a productive type of way. The second key is super awesome because it quite literally is wired into our DNA as humans, making it very easy to use. But in a cruel way, this becomes a pitfall for many traders. I'll explain it all though, including how to avoid the pitfall that it creates for some. And yeah, the third key, when you hear it, sounds way too good to be true, but it's not, and I'll show you how it all works. Then at the end, I open it up for a question and answer session that is, again, totally live. Even if you can't make the live session, please still sign up as it will be recorded, and you can go back and watch the replay that I will send you. Click the image on the screen or click the link down in the description box so you can get the date and time and claim your spot, which I should note is limited due to the fact that this truly is a live event. If you have any questions, let me know. If not, I'll be seeing you soon.